Yes, and for that reason I'm wearing a pink dress today, because I have to match just for you. So I watched the movie. I don't like scary movies because I am the kind of person that scream and jumps in the theater, and I scream and jump watching it. But it was so good.
Thank you.
And what was the biggest challenge that you faced making it from a short film to a feature film? Because that's like a big step.
Big jump, yeah. Well, you know, technically, the set of the Pact feature was really kind of similar to the set of the Pact short. It's just that there were more people there, and they were getting paid, right? But
So they did a better job.
well, maybe, you know. But really, the biggest challenge was telling a story that was going to last 90 minutes. You know, it's very difficult to tell a story that is compelling for 10 minutes, and so to be able to, you know, go in and try to, you know, kind of construct your scenes, construct your story, and cut the film so that people are absorbed for that amount of time is actually, you know, it was the big feat for me because I had never done it. What I had done was direct, and I had directed short film after short film after short film, and it was like, you know, it was kind of like practice for the features. And not to say that those short films, they exist on their own, and I'm very proud of them. But really, it was something I had been waiting to do my whole life, and so that's all I wanted to do was make films. So the big question was like, am I going to be able to do it and make a movie? You know, a movie that people sit down and there's a beginning, middle, and end, and they feel satisfied at the end. And it wasn't until I was in the editing room and we cut it together that I was like, okay, it's a movie, you know.
Did you plan it to be 90 minutes or it happened organically?
Well, the script I think was 92 pages.
Oh, okay, so yeah.
And there was one scene cut out of the movie, and everything else that you see in the film was shot, you know, and it was a very low budget film. Most of the scenes was 1 or 2 takes that we did. We mostly did no more than 2 takes, and it was just done very quickly, and it was all done about, you know, in 18 days, and it was very specific about, like, you know, every day we have to get this or we're completely screwed, you know. And it was all about getting those images and getting those performances at that moment, saying, yes, we can move on, and trying to set up the camera in as many different places as I could every day and to get as many images as we could, because, you know, it's essential in a horror movie that it be a strong piece of direction, you know, that the camera is in a very specific place. So it was the big question, was like, you know, can we pull it off? And I think we did, you know.
No, it was very good. It was scary. So yeah, you did scare me. What about like working with blood? Was it easy?
Well, you know, there's not a lot of blood in the movie, but
But there is a part where I saw it like,
when it happens big. Well, you know, that stuff's fun because the entire crew is gathered around and they're like really excited to see, you know, an explosion of blood, you know. But every day there was something new where we were trying to pull something off. Sometimes it was just something that me and the director of photography were trying to pull off with moving the camera in some kind of unusual way. Sometimes it was that, you know, the actress was going to be attached to ropes and be dragged around. And then on that day, it was that there was this, you know, prosthetic that, like, you know, a knife would plunge through and, like, you know, blood would spurt out. And we did that in one take.
Oh,
wow. It was one take, you know, because we knew that it would take
because it was real.
Minutes.
You killed him for real.
No.
Okay, that's good.
Yes. Casper, no, I saw.
Oh, that's wonderful. And what was like I mean, I'm sure you have like a lot of fun memories. What was one that it was, because it's ironically that you are doing a horror film and people is laughing on the set, but I'm sure people was laughing. So share one funny moment.
Well, you know, I mean, what was a funny moment from when we shot that movie?
Or everybody was scary and I am just hallucinating.
No, people weren't really scared. When, you know, sometimes people would look through the monitor and they'd say, "God, that's creepy," you know. But it was you know, I guess what was day to day when you're working on a film crew. there just is this kind of camaraderie. It's like you're kind of, all trying to do this impossible thing, and you can't help but have a good time, because if you're not having a good time, you shouldn't be working in film production, and so there are certain days when we shot things that were really, really hard, and there are other days when it was just a total blast, where we, I remember, there's a scene in the movie where there's a wall that gets torn down in the house. And we actually constructed that wall so that in the first half of the shooting, it would exist as a wall, and we were all very careful not to, bang into it. And then it came the day, halfway through the shoot, where we were all going to tear down the wall. And I remember, the whole crew gathered round while Katie, our star, took a knife and smashed through the wall and, tore through it. And it was just this kind of great moment of joy, because at that point there was no turning back. We were going to finish this movie, however impossible that seemed. So there's making a horror movie. I think probably like making any movie, it's hard, but it's fun, and there's no kind of better job for someone who loves movies.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Well, I wish you a lot of success, because I really enjoy the movie, even though I don't like to jump.
Thank
and
you,
my
Vanessa.
last thing is, I want to hear your Spanish, since you are talking with a Mexican girl.
What? Oh, I'm terrible with Spanish.
It's okay. Let's imagine that you are in a bar in Mexico. There is the bartender speaking in Spanish.
So I'll say, una cerveza, por favor.
There you go. And you were saying that your Spanish was bad. It's
I learned
good.
it from my 3-year-old.
You will survive. Hold on, your 3 years old are asking for beer?
Well, no, not yet. Wow, I got in trouble.
Yeah, and I have it on camera. That's crazy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vanessa. I appreciate it.